Hey, this is Tony Sweet from Truth Be Told. We're here live at Contact in the desert. I have an amazing guest. He is an author and very well known. It's Peter Levenda, and he is here at Contact in the desert. And we're going to talk about what he's going to be speaking here at Contact. And listen, this is one of my favorite subjects when it comes to the Nazi history and then the deep state, and this is something that, truth be told, we like to get the truth out about. Your book, Unholy Alliances and Sinister Forces, and you did a co-author with Tom DeLonge, and we're very excited about that. But let's start with what you're doing here today at Contact. So tell us what you're speaking about.
Well, I have two presentations. The first presentation is actually on To the Stars and Tom DeLonge. I'm trying to refute some of the conspiracy theories that are out about Tom DeLonge, like he's a tool of the deep state, and I'm like in the toolbox with him or something. So that's really what 2 o'clock, the first presentation is about. But the second one is going to be a bit more academic and studious, and it's going to be on alien communication. How people thought they were communicating, or how they were communicating with aliens since ancient times. They may have called them gods or angels or demons or something, but they had actual technologies and methods for doing this. And it's worthwhile to go back and take a look at that, because some of these people who believe that they were doing this actually created some of the most popular religions that exist today. From Scientology and Mormonism, for instance, all had origins in rituals of magic designed to contact spiritual forces. So I wanted to go through that and show some of the background. And there's going to be a television series on Jack Parsons coming up in a couple of weeks, which is about the life of one of the strangest rocket scientists America's ever had, who was also a magician and a follower of Aleister Crowley.
Oh, wow.
So,
what is the title?
Strange Angel.
Love it.
Yeah, so Jack Parsons is a very important character in modern rocket history, but he was also far out there when it came to magic and mysticism and doing rituals in the desert with L. Ron Hubbard. So this is one of those things where you just got to pay attention, because it's unbelievable, but it's true.
Now, I think most secret societies and occults, they always have some sort of UFO impact or paranormal. Sure. How do you feel that most of these occults come to the beginning stages of it? Is it just people, the knowledge that they want from the unknown, or how do you feel that they begin?
I'll give you an example of Mormonism, for instance. Joseph Smith started by using magical rituals at night in upstate New York to find treasure. And it was treasure seeking that he was famous for. So he was out there, like on specific nights of the year, trying to conjure a spirit to tell him where the buried treasure was. And what happened instead was this spirit eventually showed up and said, "You're going to write the Book of Mormon, here's the golden plates." Right? And he created a religion out of all of that. So these things happen. People who are moved to try to penetrate into the unknown using rituals, not afraid to try it just to see what happens. Sometimes these experiences are so otherworldly, it forces them kind of to look at reality in a completely different way. And they readjust their thinking, and they start pursuing that. So they want to see more spirits, and they want to do more rituals, and they want to get greater contact. And eventually you get, either cults derive out of that, or you get religions deriving out of that. Not much difference between the two. And the UFO thing is always there. I mean, Mormons believe that when they die and they're good, they're going to get a planet. Scientologists think that they came from another planet, the planet Xenu, when they came to the world, as disembodied souls. So there's always this extraterrestrial component, always hidden behind there somewhere. In the Bible, Ezekiel, has this bizarre vision of this thing that comes out of the sky, that he can't explain, and he has a very hard time describing, and we don't understand what he's talking about. There's this UFO component everywhere.
Well, even in Nazi Germany with Hitler, wasn't he pretty obsessed with trying to find technology of ufology or UFOs?
Well, his people were, for sure. The SS was. I mean, the SS believed everything. Whatever you had, they believed it. So the SS had a division called the Ahnenerbe, which was their occult research bureau. And anybody who had some kind of weird occult idea was welcome in there. And they had, the ability to spend money to find out about it, to hire personnel, even concentration camp prisoners, and assign them to work trying to get this information. So, I mean, this was a government that believed in magic and occultism and went right to the mats on this thing as far as they could possibly go. And that involved murder and all the rest of it. You know, so people were getting killed in the process, and they didn't care. They wanted that information. Imagine an occultist today with an army and a whole bunch of machine guns, and you know, that's basically what that was.
I don't want to think.
No, well, to me, I always said the Nazi Party was like the Golden Dawn with guns. You know, and this is really what this was. If they were true believers, they would stop at nothing to realize their dream, which was contact with other forces, manipulating forces for military purposes and other purposes as well. I mean, these guys were totally committed to a kind of neo-pagan, mystical lifestyle, you know, worldview, and it was just fascinating. I mean.
And I think what's with technology now, with internet, there's a lot more occults now that are online because of the technology, that we can get the information immediately and share information hidden behind the typewriter. How do you see going forward with occults? Do you feel like they're going to change, or do you feel like they're still going to make a huge impact on our society?
Well, their beliefs, I think, are still making an impact on society. There's a lot of you know, what we call antinomian beliefs out there. You know, things that are not really mainstream beliefs that are affecting thought. I mean, here at Contact in the Desert is a good example, right? I'm not saying this is a cult, but I'm saying that the beliefs in all of these various other ideas are informing, you know, political action. They're informing cultural activities and everything else. You take a cult and you activate it. You throw some money behind it and some good organizational skills, and it could accomplish anything. The difference is, because we live in an internet environment, the information that's out there is unfiltered. We don't know who's telling the truth, who's lying. We don't know what works, what doesn't work. So it's not really pushing it forward, it's kind of holding it back. You have too much more information to work through. So some of the cults are going offline, and they're saying, we're just going to do things completely quiet, completely under the cover. We're not going to broadcast it at all, which is the only way they feel they can function.
Well, Peter, thank you so much for, and I know you have so many things to go do, and a lot of people want to talk to. So how can people find out more information about you? Where can they go?
My books, of course, are on Amazon like everybody else. I have a website called peterlevenda.com. You can go there. I update it once, you know, every couple of years. So you'll find stuff, and I'm on social media, unfortunately, so you can find me there too.
Well, this is Tony Sweet with Captain Ron at Contact in the Desert. This is Truth Be Told. Please check out Peter's information. This is going to be mind-blowing for you, and thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you soon.